Okay, now I'm listening to this podcast called Easy English Expressions. Daily Easy English Expression, and this is the episode number one. There are a ton of episodes. I can remember. Okay, all the episodes. It's more than 1,000. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, 1029. And this podcast, it's gold. Really, I recommend that you listen this podcast. Okay, I was listening the first one, and the first one speak about the most common expression for the American people, native people. In the school, we learning to say this. How are you doing? But in America, it's not necessary in that way. Most Americans use this phrase in another way. That way is how you doing? How you doing? Well, how are you doing becomes in how you doing. How is this possible? Okay. I try to abbreviate to reduce that words, to reduce the words for sounds more fluently. Yeah? Okay, for example, how becomes in ha. Ha. R is gone, is completely gone. We don't pronounce that word. After you becomes in yeah, yeah. And finally, doing we the letter G is done. Yeah, and this sounds in this way. How you doing? How you doing? How ya doing? When you speak quickly or friendly, it sounds in this way. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, how you doing? And it's really useful. It's a phrase really useful for communicate and sounds more natural. For example, okay, this in this podcast, the people who speak is Coach Shane. It's really good. It's really funny. The podcast is really interesting. I recommend you again. Okay, with this phrase, we can use everywhere with everyone. We can use when we going to buy a hamburger in McDonald's. Hey, how you doing? Can I have a hamburger? Or in a restaurant, or with a friend, or in anywhere. It's not informal. It's a formal. Maybe it's informal, but it's more common. Maybe in business, you need to say how are you doing the first time, but after of that, where when you know the people, you can say, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, boss? Boss, how you doing, boss? Or how you doing, friend? Or someone like that. It's really interesting, and here there is a little resume. This is my first daily Easy English podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and listening. Today we'll learn how you doing. What? That's a typical way many Americans say, how are you doing? Yes, today is super easy. Here's our dialogue written in proper English. Yeah. How you doing? Great, thank you. Will this be all? Yes, your total comes to 5 with 15. Yeah, in this case, this script or this dialogue is about Commercial center, a supermarket, maybe a supermarket, or maybe in one store. And when you arrive to the cashier and put all your stuff, for example, milk and soda and meat and all that stuff that you buy when you go to the supermarket or the store, and the cashier says, after you say how you doing, he or she says, "Great, thank you. Will this be all? Yeah, will this be all? Yes, it's all. If your total comes, well, 5 with 15. Okay, well, this is funny. This is my second day trying to speak in English. I'm I'm learning a lot of vocabulary, and that's just good. I'm waiting for the next days. I want to be more obtain more confidence and learn more words for use in my vocabulary.